Hi, this is Ellie from ProLifeForMankind.com, and today we're talking about Our Lady of Lasalette. I've talked about this prophecy before. In the Lasalette prophecy, it talks about Our Lady tells that the Forerunner of Antichrist will come and will shed much blood. Now, the Forerunner of Antichrist will be the 12th Imam. He will be looked on, she says, Our Lady of Lasalette says that he will be looked upon as God. That is what the Messiah Muslims is in the Islam eschatology. The 12th Imam is the Messiah of Muslims, and they are waiting for this Imam to come out of a well. This is part of their prophecy, and he's supposed to come back out of this well, and he will declare that he is the Messiah of Muslims, and he is going to unite with the Antichrist, who is Isa, according to Muslim eschatology. And also, St. Hildegard tells us that the antipope will come from, will be a cardinal. He will not be an elected pope, and he will declare that he is an antipope. He will kill the next to be elected pope, and he will be a Mohammedan. She kind of insinuates a little that he will be from Turkey, but I believe he will be from Lebanon. He'll be he'll be a cardinal from the Maronite Syriac Church. So, and they wear the black turban and the black robes. So, all in all, there are 3 Antichrists. This is what was revealed on the tomb of Guadalupe, and one of the Antichrists is confirmed by Our Lady of Lasalette, the Forerunner, who will shed much blood. This is what Our Lady of Lasalette says. And this is the 12th Imam. And according, again, to Muslim eschatology, Isa will come out. Isa will be our Antichrist, the devil incarnate, the devil in the flesh. And then Antipope will arise in the Catholic Church. He will be a Mohammedan also, and he will declare himself Antipope from Lebanon and possibly Turkey. St. Hildegard says Turkey. I believe he'll be from Lebanon. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. So we're looking at 3 Antichrists of Islam. And I know this because of the Tomb of Guadalupe. I know that there are 3. And I found the constellations are on the Tomb of Guadalupe. There is Hydra, the sea serpent, and Hydra is described in the book of Revelation, chapter 13, the sea beast. And he's on the Tomb of Guadalupe in the form of a constellation called Hydra. Interestingly, St. John Bosco said that the Hydra of error will be beheaded in the end, in one of his prophecies, the Hydra of error. So Hydra is on the constellation, and Hydra is the sea serpent, a sea snake, and it's on the Tomb of Guadalupe. It's a constellation, an actual constellation on the Tomb of Guadalupe. Right above Hydra, which is the Antichrist, Isa. Remember, the Antichrist is the sea beast, and he is the devil incarnate, and he will be Isa of Islam. And I found the name of Isa, the future Isa, will be Famat, meaning which that name means darkness. And on the Tomb of Guadalupe, above Hydra, there is another constellation called Ophiuchus. Ophiuchus is the serpent holder, and he holds the snake because he has power over over Isa, who we just talked about, Hydra, in the constellation form, or we're talking about Isa or Famat, the name I found on the right hand of Our Lady of Guadalupe. So those two Antichrists are on the tomb of Guadalupe in the form of Ophiuchus, the serpent holder, and Hydra, the snake, which is right under Ophiuchus. So they represent the 12th Imam, which is Ophiuchus, and Hydra is Isa, the Antichrist, the devil incarnate. And then on the other side of the Tilma, there's another constellation called Draco, the Dragon, and we know from Revelation 13 that the earth beast, the land beast, will be Draco. Draco the Dragon is on the Tilma of Guadalupe, and that one represents, we know this because of in the Bible it says, it represents the antipope, the one who will enforce the mark. And this one in the Revelation in chapter 6 holds a sword because he enforces the mark of Antichrist. And he also calls fire down from heaven. So Draco is the earth beast on the tomb of Guadalupe. That will be a future cardinal, a Mohammedan, one of the remaining Mohammedans, St. Hildegard tells us, from Turkey. And I believe he'll be of Lebanese blood, but she states that he will be from Turkey. So we'll have to wait and see. So we have Draco, Ophiuchus, and we have Hydra. Those are the three Antichrists on the tomb of Guadalupe, and they are the three Islamic Antichrists. Draco the Dragon, the earth beast, Revelation 13, is a false prophet. The Mohammedan that St. Hildegard talks about. Then on the other side of our tomb of Guadalupe is Ophiuchus, the serpent holder. That is the 12th Imam, because he is the big horn in Daniel that has power over the little horn. The little horn in Daniel is the Antichrist, the devil incarnate. And on the tomb of Guadalupe, he is pictured as a sea serpent, which is called Hydra. And this will be our Antichrist. And I found that one's name on the right hand of Our Lady of Guadalupe, called Famat. So we have Draco, the false prophet, the cardinal, who's a Mohammedan, Ophiuchus, on the other side of the Toma, a constellation which represents the Messiah Muslims, the 12th Imam, and we have Hydra right underneath Ophiuchus, which represents the Antichrist, the devil incarnate, who is Isa in Islam eschatology, and will be called Famat, which means darkness. The name I found on the right hand of Our Lady of Guadalupe. So Our Lady of Lasalette, she gives proof that the forerunner of Antichrist, which is the 12th Imam, will shed much blood, and they will look at him as the Messiah. And that one is the Messiah of Muslims. She doesn't say Muslims, but I am telling you that because we're talking about an Islamic caliphate. This is what Antichrist will be, Islamic. And how do I know this? Also, on the tomb of Guadalupe, Our Lady is standing on the crescent of Islam. Our Lady of Guadalupe, she is standing on the crescent of Islam. People think that's the moon. It's not. In 1531, when Our Lady of Guadalupe appeared to Juan Diego, and Juan Diego received on his mantle that image of Our Lady of Guadalupe, on that night, in the stars, the constellations, Our Lady of Guadalupe, the moon was not below her feet, it was above her head in the sky, in the night of that 1531 night, when he received the mantle, that his cloak became miraculously given that image of Our Lady of Guadalupe with the constellations on the tilma that were up in the sky at the night of the when he received the mantle. At the very moment, the constellations in the sky were miraculously put on the mantle that he was wearing, and with the image of Our Lady of Guadalupe. And those are the constellations I was talking about. So that's why I'm telling you that you'll never understand the book of Revelation without understanding first the events as described on the tomb of Guadalupe. And we have the name of the Antichrist on the right hand of Our Lady of Guadalupe because she's warning her children about the coming Islamic Antichrist. And she's standing on the crescent of Islam. It's not the moon. It's the crescent of Islam. It is the crescent of the Antichrist. So we have on the tomb of Guadalupe the name of the Antichrist, Famat, and she is standing on the crescent of Islam. So we know it'll be an Islamic caliphate. And from the book of Revelation, we have the 7 churches of Islam. That's exactly what Turkey is today. It's Muslim, and those churches that were once Christian, they were headed by bishops, are now all Muslim. So I call those churches the 7 churches of Islam, and that's why in the book of Revelation Jesus addresses the angels. He doesn't address the bishops. He addresses the angels because in the future there will be no bishops, because as of today it is Muslim territory. So he addresses all of those churches. He addresses their angels, the angels that are, every country has an angel that protects it. So he talks about the angel to the church of, of the 7 churches, for instance, of Philadelphia, the church of brotherly love, and Laodicea. But those are now Muslim, Islamic churches. They're no more Christian and Catholic. Turkey is Muslim. At the time of St. John in the book of Revelation, when he wrote it in the 60s and 66 AD, possibly around that time, right before the destruction of Jerusalem, St. John was addressing Christian churches. Now they're Muslim dominated. And this is prophetic because this goes along with Our Lady of Guadalupe, that our Antichrist will be Islamic. So you have to understand what's happening, what happened back then and what is happening today. You have to see how they all connect. And we are going to be facing 3 antichrists, and one of them will be the devil in the flesh. That will be Isa. So it will be Islamic, an Islamic caliphate that the Antichrist will emerge with. And that's, in Islam, they behead people. That's what they talk about, beheading, in the book of Revelation. So we're just kind of touching base with that, and I'm hoping to have to go word by word in the Bible to explain to you the whole book of Revelation and the real meaning behind it. There's so much in the book of Revelation. I'm going to explain it so that you understand all of the symbols, and I'm also going to explain Our Lady of Guadalupe while I explain the book of Revelation. So that's coming up, and I'm also going to be having a new book out called The Tilma Code. So thank you for watching this video. Remember, we're living in the last days. Pray fast and live a pure life. Give your heart to Jesus and pray for an end to abortion. God bless.